I'm gonna try to do like, you know, like review videos of a certain amount of books per video, just because I have that urge. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing right now. So I feel like so these are the first five things that I read this month. It is the month of May. I might add a couple more at the end because two of these are from a graphic novel series, so we'll see. But the first thing that I finished this month was The Little Book of Sloth Philosophy by Jennifer McCartney, and this was very cute. I gave this 2.5 stars. It is definitely kind of like I mean, it's a gift book. I received this as a gift. Uh, and I feel like it is a cute kind of gift book for people. It definitely has to do a lot with, like, you know, the sloth philosophy, like taking things slow. And it is really funny because I feel like they talk about reading, and I was trying to read 30 books in 30 days. And so I picked this up because of that. And then I was like, wow, this is like the exact opposite vibe of this book. Um, but it is cute. I probably wouldn't have like purchased it for myself. I feel like it's probably really good for like a new college grad or something. I don't know. Yeah, so it's fine, and there are lists in the book which I really really enjoy. I don't know where they are, but there's like a book list and I think like a song or album list, and then maybe I can't remember. I can't. Okay, so there's the book list, and it has the Neapolitan novels, and The Guest Cat, which I actually own, which is funny, but I haven't read yet. The Alchemist. Um, so it's got a couple of lists, and like, yeah, I think I just flipped through and saw the music. So it is cute. I'm probably never gonna read that again though. And then the next thing that I read was Heavy. This is by, I still don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Keith Layman. I tried really hard to sneak this in at the beginning of the month because he was going to be speaking at Powell's, and I am very, very mad at myself because I didn't go. I don't know if you have the same vibe that I do, but when it's like a certain point of the day, and if I've done kind of like not a lot, it's really hard for me to get the motivation to leave the house. So unfortunately, I didn't go. I really, really wish that I had. This book was absolutely incredible. I gave this 5 stars. This is a memoir, and it's just fantastic. It's hard because I've read so many things, so it's not like super fresh in my mind. But he deals with a lot of things, weight being one of them, and I really appreciated those sections specifically. I feel like the way that he spoke about, being heavy and losing weight, and that kind of like uh, the feeling, I guess, that he was able to produce in me as a person who hasn't like had um, issues with that necessarily. I really, really, really appreciated. I feel like there's a lot of talk also about like addictive behavior specifically in this book, and just being a young black man. And I honestly like could not recommend this highly enough. I just think it's absolutely fantastic and should be read by everyone. And yeah, like sexual abuse too. That I feel like so many things get mentioned in this, and I really appreciated his vulnerability and like his willingness to write all of this. I feel like that's got to be a scary thing to do. So I really, really enjoyed this. The next things that I read are Monstrous Volumes 2 and 3, totally different vibe. This is a graphic novel series that is ongoing, so Volume 4 will happen. But it's like a wonderful, wonderful fantasy series. I forget what the names of the people are, but there's different types of creatures. There's humans, cats, old gods, arcanics, and then like some other. So there's like godlike creatures that are animals, and then they have had sex with humans, and they've created arcanics, which are like part human, part creature. So there's like a little fox girl that runs around here, and there's all kinds of different creature type things. It is confusing. I feel like if you like things to be very specifically spelt out. You might not enjoy this. There's so much going on. So in the first volume, we're introduced to our main character, um, Micah Half Wolf, um, and she's from the wolf line or whatever. And so we're introduced to her, and she's basically trying to seek revenge because her mom was killed by this woman, and so she kind of like goes and tries to find her. And although I will say, like, even that storyline bit, I feel like lasts like it's like the beginning of the first volume, and things just excuse me, uh, things get real weird, real crazy, and I don't really like want to give away plot. I don't know if I could, to be honest, but there's different types of people and different sects, and everyone is kind of like trying to avoid, not everyone's trying to avoid going to war, but this was like a war torn kind of area, and it's so crazy. It's so good. I feel like that's not like really good information for you. Here's like a cute kind of section with like the cat and the fox girl, and then things get like real dark and weird, but maybe not so much in that one. Let me see if I can try to find some like some darkness. So, and again, it is, I don't want to say confusing, but it's a very involved world. Lots of things are happening. I really recommend it. I think I gave both of them 4.5 stars. I love it so much, and I cannot wait for the fourth one to come out. And so then the next thing that I read this month is Don't Call Us Dead by Danez Smith. This is I thought it was their second poetry collection, but I think it might be their third. And this was also fantastic. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I had a pretty good start to the month. It's been a pretty good month in general, but so good. I will say so I read what I thought was their first collection, Insert Boy. This was published by Yes Yes Books, which is a Portland press. I got this at Wordstock a few years ago, and by the way, this is published by Grey Wolf. I don't think there's any other indie presses or small press, whatever. And I just thought that this one was like, this might have been one of the first poetry collections that I've read, and it just moved me so much that this one, while I did think it was fantastic, something about it like it doesn't have like as much of a lasting emotional impact as this one did. I think they were both fantastic. But if you've read this and really liked it, I would really suggest picking this up. I don't think that, like, everyone on BookTube kind of like lost their minds over this, but no one really talked about this one, and I just think it's so good. I'm gonna read. I think this probably is the poem that I read the last time that I talked. I'm sure it is, just because it's pretty easy to read, because it's not like too long or anything. But the title of the poem is called Alternate Names for Black Boys. 1. Smoke above the burning bush. 2. Nemesis of summer night. 3. First son of soil. 4. Coal awaiting spark and wind. 5. Guilty until proven dead. 6. Oil heavy starlight. 7. Monster until proven ghost. 8. Gone. 9. Boy. 10. Phoenix who forgets to unash. 11. Gods of shovel and black veils. 12. What once passed for kindling. See, I can't even read this poem. 13. Fireworks at dawn. 14. Brilliant shadow-colored coral. 15. I thought to leave this blank, but who am I to name us nothing? 16. Prayer who learned to bite and sprint. 17. A mother's joy and clutched breath. So especially the first section, I know this is not what I just read, I read the other one, but especially this first section, is that what it's titled? Yeah, the first section is titled Black. All of these poems, I just like wrecked me. And so while I really, really loved this, it just like, since I've read it, I haven't like thought about it as much, and it hasn't been as impactful as Insert Boy was for me. I will say too that a lot of the poems are a lot longer in this, which is fine, but it's mildly confusing because of the format. So like this one, for example, Summer Somewhere. It starts here and then it goes on multiple pages, but it's just, I don't know, it was confusing. Maybe if I go back and reread it now that I know that that's how it's formatted, it would be easier. But because I couldn't really tell like if it was a new poem or not, I was just kind of confused. Yeah, so like, and again, I always get confused when there's poems that are kind of like this where I just can't really tell because I feel like I'm not saying, maybe if I tried reading them out loud, but I feel like I'm not saying them properly or something, and so it's not like quite clicking with me as well as it should be. But again, topics covered, fantastic, and actual poems are great. It's just like a mild disconnect, and I think it's because of the formatting of some of the poems. So those are the first 5 things and a little bonus that I read this month. I will talk to you guys later. Oh, and also let me know if you've read any of these things, please. I feel like heavy is like super big right now, so let me know. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.